This meeting is being recorded.
Hey there! If you are watching this video, it means that you have recently joined Scentsy. You're a new Scentsy consultant, so welcome to Team Faith and Soul. First and foremost, if you're not even sure who I am, my name is Megan Clark, and I am your Scentsy director. So either I'm your sponsor, you recently joined underneath me, or maybe perhaps you joined underneath somebody else. But I just want to welcome you to the team. This is such an exciting time. I basically am going to go over a couple things. You'll soon be receiving, um, actually, you've already received it, the welcome packet from me, because if you're seeing this video, it means that you scanned the QR code that was in your welcome packet. So I just want to spend a little bit of your time, I'm not going to take too much of it, walking through your welcome packet and all the good things that are in it. There will be some miscellaneous stuff in there that I really truly feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, so I don't really need to go through everything. But let's go ahead and get started. So there will be a couple things in your welcome packet, and depending upon the time of year. Some of this may actually vary and change because I know some of the things that I put in your welcome packet are going to be slightly different 1 month to the next. So if you see something, you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't exactly look like mine. It's all good because it's going to come close enough. So first and foremost, one of the things that you're going to have in your welcome packet is going to be one of these. Most of the time, I do have sticky notes on some of the things, but I feel like this is going to cover what I otherwise would write out and save some time. So this is known as a showcase brochure. When you got your welcome packet, your welcome kit from Scentsy, you would receive the catalogs. So there are actually 3 different types of catalogs. You would have received more likely a packet of the product list. You would have also received, I think it's like a 25 pack of the catalogs, and this is basically the 3rd version. So this is known as, of course, again, the showcase brochure. The reason why this one is a little bit different from the other 2 is because, for one, this one is a whole lot lighter than your catalog. As you open it up, you will see that it does have the same products in it that your catalog would otherwise have. It's just very straight and to the point. These are idealistic for when you're wanting to mail a catalog to somebody. Now, don't forget, if you didn't already know this, there is an option that you can share a link to a flippable catalog. So be sure and get with your sponsor about that. But the showcase brochure, it's flat, it's easy to ship. You can do it in a basic, I think I have something here. So basically something like this, if you're wanting to. Otherwise, the package that you got your welcome kit in from me says Faith and Soul on it. That is called a poly mailer. So you can order those through Amazon. You can also put this in something like that. Super simple, super lightweight. I think it maybe cost me about $3 to ship this, plus some little extras that you can add into there as well. So that's an option. Anytime you are handing out, by the way, or mailing marketing materials, always make sure that the backside or even the front has your contact information, no matter what that looks like. Now, if you're going to write it out, obviously you want to make sure and put it over here so they can see it. Otherwise, if you're able to create stickers, and again, get with your sponsor about that. But if you're able to create contact stickers with your information on it, put that here in the corner. So that's the first thing, is the showcase brochure. Super easy. Now your product list, that was the other one. So your product list, you can actually fold it into half and then fold it again over. That can simply be mailed in a white envelope, just like what you're going to have in your welcome happy mail from me. Okay. So you can fold it over once, then fold it again, and it'll fit into here. Also, always make sure that those always have your contact information on it as well. So speaking of envelopes, you are going to have 10 envelopes that will be self-stamped already, just like this, like that, in your kit, okay? The reason why I stamp them is because I know that you have 10 contacts that you can send this out to as soon as possible. Don't sit on this. Even if you have not received your welcome host kit, your join kit from Scentsy, by all means, send this out as soon as possible. Okay. If you have any questions as far as how to put everything in here, reach out to your sponsor, let us know. Otherwise, it should be, again, pretty self-explanatory. And of course, make sure that your return address is in the corner, but these will be ready to be mailed out. So we got that. So you're gonna have 10 envelopes. The other thing that you will have in your package is you're going to have, let's do this next. You're going to have a set, again, enough for your envelopes. It will be, this is referred to as the, let's see, I'm gonna unclip it for y'all real quick. It's gonna look like this. So this is actually known as the Warmer and Scent of the Month. Basically product flyer, brochure, whatever you want to call it. So this is actually the current one that we will have for this month. And again, going back to, if you're watching this, you may not recognize this, but you will have one that looks just like this in your welcome kit. So again, make sure and flip it to the other side. Put your contact information in. And I know it's going to feel like it's a lot of things to put your contact info on, but here's the thing, you guys. You don't know who is going to have their hands on this, right? So you can hand your customer 3, 4 different things with your contact information on it, but 3 of the 4 things they could be passing out to friends and family members and not keep for themselves. So that's why you want to always have at least your name and phone number on there. If you want to put your Scentsy website, you can, but at least your contact information, so your phone number for them to text or call you. So there's that. You're also going to have scratch and sniff stickers. That's what they're called, scratch stickers. This is also the Scent of the Month. Again, you're going to have something in your kit just like this from me. If it doesn't look like this one, it's going to be very similar, just a different color. So make sure and put this. Typically what I usually will do, just to keep it simple, is I'll put this sticker somewhere on here. And then if you want to let your people know it's a scratch sniff, do so. Otherwise, I guarantee you that when they open up their envelope, they're going to automatically smell it anyways. So there's that. So make sure and get that in your envelope. There's enough for those as well. So we've got that. Let me go ahead and clip that back. And make sure and read the flyer for the Warmer and Scent of the Month as well. Make sure and flip to the back side of it. So then that way you're knowledgeable as far as what is available for the month. It's 10% off if you didn't already know that. It's 10% off. And there is a training that I do on our team page for Team Faith and Soul. Make sure and get added to that if your sponsor hasn't already added you and invited you. Otherwise, it could be that we, if you're not on our VIP group, soon we'll be doing Trello boards and project broadcast. So just basically just reach out to your sponsor and then they'll be able to know where to add you at to be fun when you're watching this. So there's that. And also make sure and get with your sponsor about the Scent and Warmer in the month. If there's any questions that you have, by the way, consultants are able to get access to the wax bars and the warmer at least 2 weeks prior to it launching to the next month, just FYI. And we get paid off of it as well. So there's that. The next thing I want to show you, that's irrelevant. That's going to be in there, but it's not important. I'll have some fun stickers in there. Stickers are not necessity, but if you're wanting to, you can always order stickers through Amazon. They make the best Happy Mail, hands down, super flat. You can get them in bulk on Amazon, add it to your Happy Mail that you're sending out every month to your customers that are ordering from you. Ordering is the key word. And we'll talk about that another time. But yeah, so stickers, there are some flyers in here that are very informative that you want to make sure and keep on hand. So this one is the things you need to know. So this is kind of the chain of command as far as who your superstar director is, and then it has me listed as your director, and then here at the bottom is a little cut off, but it's going to also show you the contact phone number that you have for Scentsy support if you ever have any questions about anything. So typically, just the way I like to suggest to do things as far as needing information, if you have questions, you are your best go-to person. What I mean by that is YouTube is going to be your best friend. So either go to the pages that you've seen on Facebook that your sponsors invited you to, ask questions there. Go to YouTube. YouTube is where I get all of my information from. When I first joined Scentsy, it's where I got all of my training from. YouTube. Then from there, check your catalog, your Scentsy catalog. Workstation. You definitely need to be on your workstation if you have not already done your first things first checklist. There is going to be a ton of information on there, you guys, to be able to answer almost every single question that you have. I promise. You just have to get on there and search for it. It's going to be on there. Otherwise, make sure then at that point, after you've done all of that and you still don't have an answer for what you're looking for, reach out to either our team page or contact your sponsor in that order. Scentsy support, I would say, would probably be like your last option. If you have a question about something to do with like online or your product in itself, that's where Scentsy support comes in. The next thing that you're going to see is kind of sort of what I went over already. So it's my business hours. So for me, now you might get something, if I'm not your sponsor, you might get something different from your sponsor. So make sure and check with them on that. They may or may not have business hours, so it doesn't hurt to ask them. And then also just kind of like what we went over here was the chain of command. So just basically, if you have any questions or if you need help with anything, use that as a reference and then just go one by one until you get your answer. All right, so the next thing you are going to have, these basically do get the point across. You'll see on the opposite side of these that the other side is from a different catalog season. However, that doesn't matter because it's going to be covered up. So this is the more important part. Make sure and read through this. When you get your envelopes, this will go into here along with the warmer scents of the month and a product list. And if you have business cards, cool, add that in too. So in that order, make sure and add that in. On the back side, like I said, these scents are not current. We're currently, if you're watching this, this was from spring, summer, beginning of this year, so 2022. So that's what this is. However, you are going to have these here in your packet. These are the scratch and sniff stickers for the new 10 fragrances for the season. So for the fall winter season, make sure and add these stickers to the back of here. And you're going to cover up the scent name. So that's why nobody's even going to know, just you. So make sure it's covered up and then you're going to mail that in your envelope. So those two things. Let's see what else. I think I'm going to be putting probably 2 or 3 miscellaneous felt samples in your bag. So these are current. If they're not current, it's all good because you can still hand them out to your customers. The whole important part about this business is getting scent underneath your customers' noses. Even if it's something that's not current, then if they like it, you can look up the scent description and find something on our website that's current to what they're smelling, if that makes sense. So there'll probably be a couple of those in there. Let's see, the next thing I want to go over is you will have instructions that look like this on how to make felt samples. It's going to be the easiest thing in the business next to scratch and sniff stickers, which is actually what I prefer. But if you want to make wax samples, felt is going to be your best friend, especially if you live in the southern states. It gets super hot for honestly majority of the year. So felt is going to be your best friend. The reason why is if you ever ship wax samples out to somebody, the felt is perfect because even though in the bag's going to look like this, right? Little plastic baggies. Side note, you can actually get these from Amazon. I buy mine from Michael's Craft Store in bulk, but you can definitely order these from Amazon. Super simple, small bags for your samples. And then, like I said, with the felt, what's really great about that is that when the wax melts, the felt captures it all over again. In fact, you'll actually see this one as an example. This one got mailed back to me from somebody else. And so, I mean, the address wasn't valid. So it got mailed back to me. But as you can see, it melted a little bit, but the felt still caught it. And then once it cools down, it just molds it right back to the felt. So there are felt strips in here. Again, you can actually get this in sheets or by the yard at your craft store. I highly recommend doing this. I don't really technically recommend getting color felt. I don't think it bothers the wax per se. It's just going to make the wax look a different color. So to each their own. But I just got the basic white felt from my craft store. It made a crap ton, you guys, of felt. I did cut these out last year during the Christmas holidays, and we're still going strong almost another year in. So just saying. So this is going to be your best friend. Basically, you're going to melt your wax down. Also, I think, let's see, does it say it in here? Yeah, so in here, it's actually going to give a suggestion as far as melting your wax into, it's called a Wilton chocolate melter. That's going to be, to me, in my opinion, that's going to be your best option if you're making more wax samples. Now, if you don't plan on making a lot of wax samples, you can easily just use the warmer that Scentsy gave you in your welcome kit when you join Scentsy. Melt your wax bar in there, drop your felt in, get your tweezers, and then take that out. Let it cool on wax paper. I like to use wax paper. I'll put a sheet down. You could probably use a paper plate if you wanted to, but wax paper is going to be your best friend because it's not going to stick. And then let it sit down and then let it dry. And then you're going to pop that and drop it into your clear baggings. And then make sure and always sample your wax. It doesn't matter what the sample looks like. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what the label looks like. It doesn't have to be a fancy sticker like this, especially if you're just starting out with your Scentsy business. It can honestly, you can still buy like the cheap white stickers at the dollar store, get a pen, and then write over that. The only thing I don't recommend doing from personal experience is do not use a Sharpie to write on here, because what happens over time is it almost evaporates and you can't read it anymore. So it smudges, evaporates, can't read it anymore. Trust me, learn that the hard way. But there are many other ways that you can create your samples. And again, just give it to your sponsor. They can help you out with that. Let's see. I think there's just a couple more things that are in here. You'll probably have a scent circle. Let's see. That looks like, I'll just use this one as a reference. So you might have a scent circle. It's not going to look like this one exactly per se, because this one is actually for my customers, but you will have a scent circle if you're not sure what this is. It's called a scent circle. And you're going to see that not this writing, but I'll have something else on here. So these actually make really great gifts for those who order from you. When you're closing out your party, make sure and use your half price credit towards getting a 3 or 6 pack of these. They're going to be your best friend. I always have scent circles on hand, and scent circles actually can be placed into here for one stamp along with your other goodies, just FYI. So you may or may not have that in your bag. And then let's see the last couple things. Oh yeah, put it right here. So the last, actually, I guess there's really one more thing in here, because there will be some other miscellaneous stuff, but this is honestly the last thing that's really important. So you'll get these. So every time from me or your sponsor, you'll get this for every time that you promote to a new title. So these actually come in handy. I used to get these from whenever I first joined Scentsy, and honestly, they really helped me to figure out how to promote to the next title. So this will basically walk you through when you're an essential consultant. Otherwise, if you first join, you got a party flip to, you may actually receive one that says certified. But if yours says certified or essential, make sure and put this somewhere that you can see at all times, because it's going to walk you through basically the first couple of steps and how to get promoted to the next title, which is really cool. So you'll definitely see this more than once in your Happy Mail. But that's pretty much about it. If you have any questions with your welcome kit, reach out to me if I'm your sponsor. Otherwise, reach out to that person that is. And again, thank you so much for watching this. I'm so excited to have you here. I hope you have an incredible Scentsy experience. Be on the lookout, because we've got some fun things coming your way. And I hope you have an incredible day and enjoy your welcome kit.